I'm just thinking about time and how it works within relation to the YouTube activity stream, or indeed the Facebook activity stream, which is a slightly better example. But I'll stick with YouTube since that's where I am right now. Because, you know, like all activity streams, it's the same with Vimeo and other places, and it's the same with blogs really, is that you know, time works in reverse, yes? The thing that's at the top of your activity stream is the most recent, and then it goes down. You know, it's the opposite of how diaries work. You know, if you've got a diary, typically the oldest thing is at the front, and then you proceed through time that fashion, yeah? But blogs and activity streams, that kind of stuff, they work in reverse. So the most recent thing is at the front, and the oldest thing is either at the bottom or at the back somehow, you know, that kind of idea. So it does something weird with time, which I quite like, because when we conceptualise time in just day-to-day life, you know, when we think about time, and when I think about time, I don't necessarily mean think consciously. I mean, when we just have the idea of time, usually we conceive it as a kind of path in which the future is ahead of us and the past is behind us. And that's revealed in language, and it's revealed in gesture and any kind of diagrams we draw, all that kind of stuff pulls out that understanding. Because it's happening non-consciously. It's how we understand the abstract idea of time by mapping it onto space with, as I say, the future being ahead of us. So we might say, oh, I'm looking forward to that event next week, you know, looking forward. Or, yeah, looking back, I really kind of regret that thing, you know, back. We might even make this gesture. So it happens all the time. But there are exceptions. For example, there's a society in South America, I think it's in Bolivia, but it might be somewhere else, called the Aymara people, the Aymara. And they have a different kind of conception of time. For them, the past is ahead of them, and the future is behind them. Let me just dramatise this. They conceive themselves as kind of doing this. Actually, no, that's not right. They conceive themselves as doing this. You see me, I'm walking backwards down the hill right now. And they conceive themselves like this because, I can't do that, I'm going to fall over. But they conceive the future as behind them and the past is ahead of them. Because, of course, you can't see the future, whereas you can see the past. Yeah. So they're kind of walking backwards into a future with the past laid out in front of them, which is kind of more like how it is really. I mean, there are reasons why we do the mapping thing, why we conceive the future as ahead of us. The usual explanation of that is that, you know, if I wanted to get to that place over there, then I walk forward to get to that place. So I am walking into the future which contains that place. So there is a reason why we've got it. But the one that the Aymara use, which I say conceives the future as behind them, because it's invisible in the darkness that they haven't got to yet, and themselves walking, kind of moving backwards into the future, with the past being visible in front of them and diminishing in size with time, also makes a great deal of sense, even though it's not how we normally think. But just to return to the activity feed on YouTube, but also on Facebook and other places, it's more like the Aymara, isn't it? It's more like Aymara Time, because you know, if you just imagine this, I don't know if you can conceptualize. I might even try and do a graphic for this. If you imagine yourself standing at the top of your activity feed, can you imagine that? So plant yourself like it's Google Street View. Plant yourself at the top of the activity feed and turn around so you're looking down the screen with the most recent events being here. You know, that's that upload that someone did, and below that is a comment that someone made a couple of minutes ago, and below that, further down, further back along that path, is something else. Yeah. So you're standing at the top of your activity feed, looking down or looking forward into the past of what's happened here on YouTube in your slice of the community and the path that you're taking through YouTube. And you're kind of walking backwards, and you'll see things appearing behind you as things move back. You see this bush? This is like things, like look, someone's uploaded something, and there it is in front of me. And then someone makes a comment. I don't know it yet until it appears on my activity feed in front of me. That's the most recent thing that happens. You know what I mean? So it's almost like, yeah, it's almost like Aymara Time. See, what I'd really like, and if you can do coding, I guess I'm talking to you, Piro, but anybody else who can do coding on this, I'd love to see a visualization of that. You know, I'd love to see this path here, this path was like my activity feed. So you can take all the data from an activity feed and just dimensionalize it. So it just puts it into a perspective like that. So it looks like that, gives it some perspective. And maybe even have it so the videos, somebody upload the video, so it looks like it's standing up. And then further down and smaller is another video that was loaded. See where Phoebe is? That's like a comment or something, or a subscription that someone made a while back. Right over there in the far corner is some comment that I made 2 days ago that's still hanging around the activity feed. Wouldn't that be great? So you can kind of see that new things keep appearing, new big things keep appearing and moving into the distance. And maybe you can even do other things with these dimensions. So if this person here, there's this person here, this rock here, whatever that is, I don't know. That's some video. Maybe I could just do something with it, you know, move it across over there. So I've got some dimension, some different kind of dimensionality. Make any sense? Anyway, that's that. I'm in activity feeds and time. And here we all are, arse backwards into the unknown, as they say. It's going to be nice today, I think.